Oh, I am livid at this point. At this desperate, clinging attempt to respond to me, and I would like you to know that I am no longer willing to take no for an answer. The fucking internet and its culture of assholish behavior needs to change. They said in response to me, please feel free to consult the rules of the subreddit to understand why you were banned. Failure to understand the rules is not an excuse for violating them. You have been temporarily muted from UK politics. You will not be able to message the moderators of our UK politics for 28 days. What did I say? I see how it works. It's okay to the mods to haze the noob, but if the noob sticks up for himself and hazes back, ban him. I would like to submit a complaint about Reddit's culture and the mod in this scenario. I would like to submit a complaint about all of this. I don't know which one of them wrote back to me, but I would like to formally accuse them of an act of selective enforcement, because everything that was said to me was an act of harassment. Everything. All of it. What a totally organic and real post full of facts and real opinions. Antagonistic. I don't think you understand what council elections mean, mate. Antagonistic because it assumes that I'm ignorant. You know? The "you're a bot" comment. Antagonistic because it basically compared me to a non-person, a non-human being. You know? The "I won't click dodgy Romanian links" antagonistic because it's fucking racist in nature. See, you're not... My complaint to you and to the broader internet is that the moderators of r/UK politics are a bunch of selective enforcing pieces of fucking subhuman garbage. They're trash. They're all trash. The mods are garbage humans. You know, they're just garbage. They're awful people. Like, dear mods of this community, fuck you all. Fuck all of you. Because what you're doing is exactly what I'm accusing you of. You know, you're guilty. You've already been convicted of this. You know, it's a consult the rules if you want to know why you're banned. No, I don't want to know why I was banned. I want to know why only I was banned and not every single person who responded to my thread. They all... If this is a rule, this robust debate is encouraged, angry arguments are not. This sub is for people with a wide variety of views, and as such, a comment will come across views and people you don't agree with. Political views from a wide spectrum are tolerated here. Engagement in antagonistic, uncivil, abusive, or harassing behavior, including personal insults or group-based attacks, has resulted in an action being taken against your account. This is selective enforcement. That's what it is. That this is the hand of completely selective enforcement. That's what it is. I mean, you think that you can talk to me this way. You can leave these kinds of mean-spirited comments. You can imply that I'm ignorant, you know, and that... You can say this kind of shit to me, like not opening dodgy, you know. You can engage in racist, you know, comments, you know, antagonistic on account of it being a fucking racist reply, you know. That you can say this kind of shit to me. You can engage in these kind of sarcastic, dismissive, asshole-ish responses to me, and the only person who gets banned from your community is me. Personally, because I stood up for myself. And you know why? Because I bet you the other people have a more lengthy history of commenting in the community and are older. They're considered regulars, so they're treated as though they're above the rules, and the banhammer comes down on me because I'm the Johnny come lately of the community. This is selective enforcement. You know, you're not like fuck you and your discretion. If this is a rule, then it should be enforced evenly on every single person who violates it, even if they've been there for since the fucking very first day the community started, even if they're a fucking admin or moderator of the community. They all should be permabanned if that's the case, without exception, regardless of their status. You know, what a totally organic and real post full of facts and real opinions. Well, I mean, your sarcasm is an antagonistic comment. You know, I don't think you understand what council elections mean, mate. Well, that's an antagonistic comment because it basically says that I'm stupid. You know, uh, you know, like how am I supposed to interpret these any other way? I mean, you know, you say something to me like, you know, I'm not reading those Romanian links. Well, that's antagonistic. You know, dodgy Romanian links. Well, that's antagonistic because it's racist towards Romanian people. You know, you want to say this, you know, this kind of shit to me. He accused me of being a bot. Well, that's antagonistic because it's like shut the fuck up NPC. Compared me to a completely non-real human being. You know, that's what T-Boy24 did. I mean, like, you mods, you are disgusting. You are fucking awful people. You are terrible. You know? You're the problem with the internet. Like, you're everything that is wrong with it because what you're doing is you're taking the rules and you're only applying them to people who haven't been around for all that long. You're only applying them to the newcomers. You know, I was supposed to come into your community, comment and interact with it, and tolerate the abuse that the community would throw at me and haze me for a little bit until, you know, essentially they accepted me into their group. Only that's never worth it. There's no community on this planet, and there will never be. It's literally impossible for a group to exist that it's worth being hazed to join. That is literally inherently not possible. That's a fucking iron rule of existence. It can't be broken. So, you know, you say, please feel free to consult the rules of the subreddit to understand why you were banned. Failure to understand the rules is not an excuse for violating them. I would like to respond that, yet again, this is an act of psychological projection. You are the ones who don't understand your own rules because you're only willing to enforce them on newcomers. And that is the fucking problem with the internet now, isn't it? The mods start to engage in favoritism towards their older users. You are guilty of favoritism. You're guilty of selective enforcement. You know, all these things are wrong with what you've done. I joined this community, and so I have to tolerate being hazed. And if I am uncivil back to the people who are hazing me, then I get banned. But all those people and their belligerent comments, you know, are all tolerated. You know, they don't get banned. They don't get kicked from the community. No, my problem with what happened here isn't that I was banned. It's that only I was banned.